Dan Koschel, a 6'3 senior, and Matt Bugby, a 6'2 senior, will be playing at the double post. Off the bench, you expect to see Andre Schubert, who is a transfer student, or a foreign exchange student, I should say, 6'4 junior. Pat Callan, the 5'11 senior, and Andy Gasperlin, a 6'2 senior, will be coming off the bench for the Tigers, who have won all 3 of their non-conference games and lost their only conference game to Little Falls. So they're 3-1, 0-1 in the conference. ROCORI at 2-0 with wins by 3 points over Wilmer and by 2 points over Albany, 1-0 in the Central Lakes Conference. For Coach Bob Brink, he'll be starting at the wings. Steve Howells, a 6'1 senior, and Bart Johnson, a 6-foot senior. The point guard will be Lyle New, 6'1 senior, and the post will have Scott Hondo, 6'4 sophomore, and Tim Newring getting to start tonight, a 6'3 senior. Jesse Philippi, a 5'7 senior, Craig Ethan, a 6'4 senior, and Dan Moore, a 6'3 senior, will all be seeing action for the Spartans tonight, as they have pretty much a senior-dominated ball club. We'll come back with the opening tip-off for tonight's ball game in 1 minute.
Number 12, Dan Kroll. Number 20, Chad Baker. Number 22, Jesse Philippi. Number 34, Craig Ethan. Number 40, Dan Moore. Number 42, Doug Sherman. Number 50, Scott Schreiner. Number 14, Jim Krause. And number 32, Pat Ostein. And now the starting lineup for this evening's ball game at the guard positions. For St. Cloud Tech, number 24, Eric Lund. For ROCORI, number 44, Lyle New. For Tech, number 34, Adam Edstrom. For ROCORI, number 24, Steve Howell. At the forward spot, for the Tigers, number 42, Darren House.
Jack Bell doing the introduction of the starting lineup for tonight's ball game. It's they are being introduced alternately and then going out and meeting at center court. And now Tim Newring will meet out at center court along with Dan Kushel and now Matt Bugby and Scott Hondo introduced for the Spartans. So it'll be Lund, Edstrom, House, Kushel, and Bugby, the starting 5 for St. Cloud Tech. And for ROCORI, Steve Howells, Bart Johnson, Lyle New, Scott Hondo, and Tim Newring. 98 Country is WWJO, St. Cloud, Minnesota. Connie O courtside. We're going to have the playing of our national anthem here coming up momentarily, so we'll get that for you. And pass it along as the young ladies are out there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's play our national anthem. WWJO, St. Cloud. This is a conference game, of course. Both clubs have played one conference game. ROCORI is 1-0. Tech is 0-1 in the conference. Coached by Al Andriotti, Jerry Anhorn, and Steve Howell-Veenstra for ROCORI. Doug Brink, Jim Thielen, and Bob Brink, along with Gary Disco, coaching the ROCORI Spartans. Ball's in the air, and the tap's controlled by New in the backcourt. as we get underway here at ROCORI High School in Cold Spring. Bounce pass on the left side to Johnson. Drives it right to the basket and puts it in. Bart Johnson took it right to the hoop and put it in, and ROCORI takes the early 2-0 lead. Down court, over the top, shot no good by House. Rebound chased down by the Spartans, Bart Johnson, as Darren House had the shot, but it came up short. And here's New into the front court, working the point guard, puts up one finger. Newring drives it to the paint, brings it back out to House, who drives it inside, lays it up, no good. Rebound on the floor, and finally pulled out of there by Bugby. Matt Bugby for the Tigers. Down court, pass into the corner, intended for Eric Lund. Sails past him and out of bounds. That pass thrown by Dan Kushel, I believe, was on the pass, but at any rate, it went out of bounds. So it'll belong to ROCORI. First turnover of the ball game for the Tigers. On the left side, this is Hondo with the ball out to the top of the circle to Newring. Back on the left side to Johnson. Drives it into the lane on a running jumper. Won't down. And the left-hander brings it down court. He was the one that threw away last time. He's the left-hander. Pass down to the baseline and then back outside to Lund. Now way out to the top of the circle. Here in House directing traffic. Brings it back out to the point guard, Adam Edstrom. Off on the right-hand side to House and back to Edstrom. Now to House as they play catch on the right wing. Over on the left side to Lund. Bounce pass down to the baseline to House. House will bring it back outside to Edstrom. Edstrom working the left side. ROCORI in a 2-3 zone defense. Off on the left-hand side to House. Back top of the circle. Now right side. Jumper by Lund is in and out, no good. Rebound saved by Bugby. Out it comes, and the shot up and good by Kushel. Dan Kushel hits the two, and we're tied at 2. 6:18 on the clock, first quarter. And New will bring it into the front court. Here in the bright new wood floor at ROCORI High School. This is the third boys game here. Of course, the girls have been playing on it regularly so far. New into the lane, kicks it back outside to Hondo for two. Jumper, rather, is no good in the two-point range anyway. Bounce pass goes ahead to Kushel from Edstrom. Back to Edstrom. Drives it into the paint. Blocked by Hondo and stolen by Howells. Nice block by Hondo. And Howells drives it by, but he travels. He's made one too many fakes on that drive and was called for traveling. Now, whether he traveled or not, it looked like he traveled. And you'd have to see a replay to actually see if he took that third step. But he made such a nice fake that I think he may have even faked out the official. Off on the left-hand side, the pass goes to Darren House and back outside to Edstrom. Over to House on the left side once again. Now back on the right side to Lund. His 10-footer is knocked out of bounds, but a foul will be called, and it'll be on Bart Johnson. Bart Johnson picks up his first personal foul of the ball game. First foul by either ball club, and at the free throw line will be Lund for the first free throw attempt of the ball game. Mamma mia, for perfect pasta, it's the Red River Inn. Try any of their delicious pasta dinners: chicken Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo, pasta primavera, or lasagna. All include garlic bread and fettuccine, just $4.99 or $5.99 with salad bar at the Red River Inn, Cold Spring. First free throw to Lund is good. Second one is around and out. No good. Rebound. Hondo pulls it down for ROCORI. So 1 out of 2 by Lund, and Tex takes their first lead of the ball game at 3-2. Pass across the top of the circle, down into the corner to Howells. His jumper is good. A two-pointer for Steve Howells from the left corner. His first 2 of the ball game, and ROCORI goes back up by 1 at 4-3 with 5:10 to play first quarter. Edstrom outside. Now the bounce pass on the left side to House. Back on the right side. Gets it over to Eric Lund, and back outside it comes to Edstrom. Takes the pass, then bounces it down into the left corner to Lund, who came all around to that side. From the right wing, this is Darren House. The shot's no good. Lund rebounds, then lost it, and it's saved nicely by Newring, who gets it off to New. Turnover 2 for the Tigers. Down to the baseline. Newring with the shot. Put it in. Ooh, they're going to get an offensive foul on Newring. Tim Newring got the offensive foul, his first foul of the ball game. It's a turnover for the Spartans. Second team foul against ROCORI. 4:41 to play first quarter. 4-3. Spartans on top by 1. Craig Ethan checks into the ball game for ROCORI. And sitting down is Newring, Tim Newring. Ethan's been starting. Newring getting the start tonight. They're pretty even. On the left side, this is House. Back out to Edstrom. Off on the right side to Lund. Lund pulls up, bounces it back outside. Almost a steal by Howells. Now Edstrom into the lane with a little running jumper. Can opener comes out. We're going to get a foul from behind called on Eric Lund, his first of the ball game. Team foul 1 against Tech, and we go the other way. 4:21 to play, first quarter. ROCORI by 1, 4-3. New will bring it across the timeline. The top of the circle, Tech in a man-to-man defense. Off on the right-hand side, this is Hondo. Goes into the lane, lost the ball, got it back to New. Lays it back inside, got the ball back, puts it up, no good, but a foul is called. Lyle New laid it back right into the arms of a Tech player. In fact, the Tech player was so surprised, I believe it was Dan Kushel. He was so surprised he actually didn't catch the ball. And it bounced off his chest and came right back to New. And so Lyle New will go to the line. The foul was charged to Matt Bugby, his first of the basketball game, and Lyle New will be at the charity line. First attempt of the night by the Spartans is a good one. Lyle New's first point of the ball game. He really doesn't look to score. He's more of a quarterback on that ball club. Makes things happen from the point guard spot, which is what the point guard's supposed to do. Made them both. But Lyle could put him in too, and he's been driving to the basket pretty well here tonight, as has Johnson and Hulls. Across the timeline with the basketball, this is Edstrom. He's a big point guard, 6'2", about a 200-pounder. Top of the circle, off on the left side, House. Now into the corner to Lund. His jumper is in and out, no good. Ball is out, chased down in the corner nicely by Howells. And he gets it back over to Johnson, and New will bring it across the timeline. Off on the left side now, this is Craig Ethan. Down to the baseline to Bart Johnson. And as Bart started to make his move, he was fouled, and the foul will be on Darren Howells. It'll be his first personal foul. It's the second team foul against St. Cloud Tech. Both clubs with 2 now. ROCORI on top by 3 at 6-3 on those 2 free throws by Lyle New. Back into the ball game comes Tim Neuring. And sitting down now will be Bart Johnson. Bart Johnson will get a rest. And Neuring, Johnson, Hondo, Ethan, and Howells in there right now for ROCORI. Howells gets it inside. Tried to go inside and then threw it away into the hands of one of the Tigers, Dan Kushel. Left side, this is Edstrom. Back outside, top of the circle. Pat Callan is back in the ball game now for St. Cloud Tech. Off on the right side and then back outside to Edstrom. Edstrom works the left side. Back out to Callan, who's at the point right now. To Edstrom. Down into the corner to Lund. Back outside to Edstrom. Edstrom back from Callan. On the return pass. Now from the corner, Lund's shot is good, and that was a three-pointer. So it will be 6-5, the score. Well, apparently they only gave him 2. I guess it was 2. I thought it was 3, but he had a hand up to stop the clock. It was a 2-pointer. So it's 6-5. ROCORI still up by 1. Little jump pass in the middle is chased down by Hulls, drops it back inside out of bounds, off the hands of Neuring. And the Spartans have turned it over for the 4th time in the ball game, having a little trouble on the inside. 6-5, ROCORI on top by 1. Jesse Philippi will get set to come in for ROCORI. He had the outstanding game, 16 points the other night to lead the Spartans in that win over Albany, including the 2 big free throws that won it with 13 seconds on the clock. Callan back to Edstrom, 4-3, it's no good. Rebound pulled down by Neuring on the weak side, gets it out to New, whips it down court for Howells, and it's going to be off Tim Callan and out of bounds to ROCORI. As Callan went after the ball along with Edstrom, and Howells nicely knocked it off the leg of Callan and out of bounds, so it'll belong to ROCORI. Howells comes out, and New sits down. Philippi comes in, again Johnson back in, Ethan, Neuring, and Hondo. The 5 back in for ROCORI. Out to Philippi. At 5'7", he can jump with anybody out there. He'll out-jump just about anyone. Neuring now to Ethan and back out to Philippi. Philippi top of the circle. Bounce pass off to Handel for 3. Yes! Ooh, we gave him 2. Currently on the line. Far side of the court. And it's now 8-5. ROCORI back up by 3. Callan with the basketball right side. Comes across the top of the circle to Edstrom. Back to Callan. Working it to Edstrom. Edstrom drives it to the free throw line. Lost it, but it's picked up by Kushel. And back outside to Callan. Pat Callan backs away on the dribble. Now brings it off to Edstrom. Back to Callan. Callan high post. Back. It comes on a return pass. Free for Callan. Pat Callan hits the three. First three-pointer of the night as Callan looking for the open shot on the right wing, and he's tied the ball game at 8 apiece. Our second tie. Our first one was a 2. Shot from the corner by Ethan is up and good, and that will be a 2-pointer. From the right side, Craig Ethan has his first basket of the ball game. Callan top of the circle. Left side to Edstrom. Wants to spin inside. Brings it back out to Kushel. 4-3. It's no good. Rebound tapped out and chased down by Kushel. At long range, get back to Pat Callan. Backs out to the timeline, directing traffic. Edstrom, when he's in there, starting at the point guard. And then Callan, when he comes in, moves out to that point guard spot. Now whistle and pushing foul will be called, or elbowing will be called on Matt Bugby. And Bugby will pick up his second personal foul, I believe. 2 on Bugby. 4th team foul against the Tigers. On 7, we get the bonus. And Jesse Philippi getting instructions from Coach Bob Brink on the bench with 40 seconds on the clock. 10-8, the lead belongs to ROCORI. Pass into the corner, Nuring drives, has the shot blocked, but a foul will be called on Pat Callan, his first of the ball game, and the 15th foul against the Tigers. At the free throw line will be Tim Nuring. Nuring at the line, the 6'3 senior will step to the stripe. And he'll have 2 shots coming. First one is up, and it is no good. A little bit long, off the heel and kicks out. Into the ballgame now for the Tigers comes Andy Gasperlin, and sitting down will be Matt Bugby, who picked up his second personal foul. So Andy Gasperlin into the ballgame, along with Eric Lund, Pat Callan, Adam Edstrom, and Tim Kushel. They'll make that Dan Kushel. Out of the game, Hondo. Back into the ballgame, or in the ballgame for the first time, Dan Moore, along with Ethan, Nuring, and Philippi. So some new faces in there for the Spartans. A couple of the starters still in. Free throw up, and no good on the second one as well. Both misses for the Spartans. Tim Nuring, and they continue to lead with 22 seconds to play first quarter. Here's Callan on the right side, backing away on the dribble. ROCORI in a 2-3 zone, and content to let the Tigers let the clock run a bit. Left side to Edstrom, back out to Callan, to Edstrom for 3. It is no good, high off the iron. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul called. And the foul's going to be, I believe, on Gasperlin picked it up. Yes, he did. Reaching in on the rebound, Andy Gasperlin picked up his first foul. It's a 16 foul against the Tigers, so ROCORI will have the bonus for the entire second quarter. Philippi at the buzzer. Ooh, it's good. Hit just off the front of the iron. And the Spartans will take a 10-8 lead into the second quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute. Yeah, why don't you grab a generic copy and do it live, because I think they got 2 more coming too. And why don't you give them an extra ad too if you can toward the end. Appreciate it. Just get the generic out. Don? Back once again, ready to go with quarter number 2 here at ROCORI High School, where the Spartans lead the ball game by a score of 10-8. Over the St. Cloud Tech Tigers heading into the second quarter. Philippi, Johnson, Ethan, Moore, and Nuring, the same start at 5 that ended the second quarter. And for the Tigers, it looks the same as well. Lund, along with Gasperlin, Callan, Kushel, and Edstrom. Now ROCORI's gone to what appears to be a man-to-man defense. As they've changed the defense. Edstrom out at the top of the circle with the basketball. Goes into a high post. And a foul from behind called on Craig Ethan, reaching in as he tried to knock it away from Dan Kushel and picked up the personal foul. So Ethan, who fouled out of the last ball game with about 5.5 minutes to play, picked up his first foul of this ball game. in the early going of the second quarter. 7:40 on the clock, first half, 10-8, ROCORI on top. Tigers always have low-scoring games. They're a very deliberate ball club. From the corner, two-point basket by Eric Lund. He has 5 to lead the scoring for the Tigers, and the Tigers have tied it at 10 apiece. Philippi outside, gets right side to Moore, back over on the left side. 3 for Johnson, it's way short, no good. Rebound, pulled down by Ethan, gets it way out to Johnson once again. And then to Philippi. Here's the jumper by Ethan, it won't go. Rebound is long, Edstrom gets the rebound. Gives it off to Gasperlin and then back to Edstrom. Backdoor pass nicely inside. Nice block by the Spartans. 2 men blocked the shot put up by Lund. And the rebound is pulled down by Lund underneath. He got the loose ball, I should say, off the floor and whipped it back outside to Callan. Left side to Edstrom. Now to Callan. To Edstrom and back to Callan at the top of the circle. Into the lane. Turnaround Koschel is on its way. No good. Rebound Gasperlin puts it up. No good. And this rebound pulled down by Ethan. Knocked out of bounds by Dan Kushel, but it'll still belong to ROCORI. Backcourt baseline. Dan Moore will come out. Lyle New is back in. Steve Howells comes back in as well. Sitting down Craig Ethan. And Philippi also sits down. Back into the ballgame, Scott Heimel. So the starting 5 is back in for ROCORI. Lyle New bounce pass on the left side. Gets it off to Nuring. Back over to Howells at the top of the circle. Into Nuring, turnaround jumper, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Edstrom. Edstrom at 6'2" not only plays the point guard, but he can do a pretty good job of rebounding. Lund from the corner, it's no good. New takes the nice rebound away. Gets it off to Johnson and then back to New. Lyle New, those good hands. Off on the left side to Johnson. Back out to New. Off on the right side now to Nuring. Back over to Johnson, 4-3. Nope, it was a 2 if it had it gone because his toe was on the line. Nuring bounces it back out after the rebound to Howells. Howells will leave it for New at the top of the circle, and the 2 wings will break down low, and the post will come out. Here's Hangel with the jumper. It won't go. Rebound pulled down by Edstrom out on the wing to Callan. ROCORI cold as ice as they were in the second half of the game against Albany, even though they were hotter in the pistol against Wilmer. Hitting 14 out of 20 3-point baskets. 8 of those by Bart Johnson, who broke the old school record, which was set by Troy Stein and by Jay Schneider. Here's a loose ball on the floor, and it's finally chased down by the Tigers, so they'll maintain control of the basketball. Still tied at 10. Neither team shooting well at this point. Callan at the top of the circle. Tech very deliberate, half-court type team. ROCORI will run it, they get the chance. Johnson picks off the pass on the far side. Down court, Howells drives past his man and then steps on the line. Double dribble. And so the teams exchange turnovers. 5 for ROCORI, 3 for St. Cloud Tech. Eric Lund checks out. Aaron House back into the ball game, along with Edstrom, Gasperlin, Koschel, and Callan. Pat Callan seeing extended time here, playing the point guard spot. Bringing the ball down court. Flips it off on the left side to Edstrom. Back out to Callan. Now down on the right side. Here's a jumper on its way by House. It won't go. Rebound pulled down by Moore. Both clubs very cold right now. 4.5 minutes to play first half. It's still 10-10. This is a very low-scoring ball game. These clubs have had a lot of low-scoring games. Pass comes outside to Johnson. Bounce pass left side to Howells. Back out top of the circle now to New. Right side goes to Moore. Back to Howells at the free throw line. His jumper, he banked it in. Not pretty, but it went through. Howell's second basket of the ball game, and ROCORI goes back up by 2 at 12-10. 4:08 to play as we reach the midpoint of quarter number 2. 98 Country, WWJO St. Cloud. From outside, here's Callan's 3. It won't go. Tapped out, controlled by Edstrom. Now Callan. Right side jumper by Kushel is long, no good. Rebound pulled down by New, gets it to Johnson. Johnson drives it to the basket. Bart Johnson has had 2 nice drives to the basket. Both his buckets have been on that, as a matter of fact. And ROCORI up by 4 at 14-10. 3.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Shot from the right side won't go by House. Rebound pulled down by Dan Moore. Ahead to New. New bounce pass in the corner to Hondo. Back out to New. New looking inside, now breaks as he gets a pick from Honda. Brings it back to New. Into the lane. Jumper won't go by Moore. Out of bounds. Knocked away by Handel. It will still belong to, well, it belongs to the Tigers. When we return, as they call a timeout. Timeout on the floor with 3:15 to play first half. ROCORI 14. St. Cloud Tech 10. And the inbound pass, Paschal gets it into Pat Callan, and he's dogged by New as they want to set up a trap at the timeline, but he clears it across the timeline, left side to Edstrom. Gets it back over to a high post to Paschal. Now turnaround shot won't go. Rebound off the front of the iron. Partially blocked, it would appear, and Johnson comes off with a rebound for ROCORI. Long lead pass for Howells. Looks at the three, doesn't take it. Now New bounces it inside. He lost the ball. Ball's loose inside, and Handel can't handle it. Turnover number 6 for ROCORI. Down toward House with the basketball, driving on Moore. As the Spartans have dropped back into their 2-3 zone once again. They came out in the second quarter with man-to-man defense. Shot from the corner won't go. Rebound pulled down by Bart Johnson. And the Spartans leading 14-10 with 2:24 to play in the half. Just at halftime will be Al-Andriotti. For three, it's good. Bart Johnson. Johnson hits the tray. His first of the ball game. And now the Spartans, Johnson makes the steal. Lead pass for Howells. He takes it to the basket and lays it in. Steve Howells with 6 points in the ball game. The Tigers with their 4th turnover of the game. 2 minutes to play in the first half, and ROCORI has opened up a 9-point lead. They have had 9 unanswered points in this basketball game. Edstrom back out to Callan. Callan looks at the shot, doesn't take it. Brings it over on to House, now on the left side. Edstrom back to Callan, to Edstrom. His shot is up and good. A 3 for Adam Edstrom. And Edstrom has his first basket of the ball game and the second 3-pointer for the Tigers. Pat Callan had one earlier. Minute and a half to play, 19-13. ROCORI's lead is 6. Moore with the rebound after the shot by Howells was missed. Follow-up shot by Howells won't go. Moore rebounds it up again, and a foul from behind. And the Tigers, and that personal foul will be charged to Pat Callan. It'll be his second personal foul of the ball game. You can't beat those old dinner favorites at the Red River Inn. Liver with bacon and onions, chopped steak, cheddar steak, ham steak, fried fish, and broiled fish. Each dinner includes mashed or baked potato, roll, and vegetable. Just $4.99, $5.99 with salad bar at the Red River Inn, Cold Spring. Dan Moore will be at the charity line for the Spartans. His free throw is good. Good crowd on hand tonight. I don't know if we got a full house, but it's close, as would be expected. Moore at the free throw line once again, his first point of the ball game, and now he'll try for his second. Corey up by 7, and now 8. A minute 19 to play, 21-13. We're in the first half, nearing halftime. Outside to Callan. Gets the pass, looking inside. Almost knocked away by Howells, but he whips it back into the corner now for Paschal for 3. It won't go. Rebound Moore. The Spartans doing a nice job of rebounding. They got a slight height advantage, but not a real big one. Tigers are loaded with a lot of 6'2" players. Overall size, but not real big men in there. Moore from the corner. It won't go. Rebound pulled out of there by Lund. 45 seconds on the clock. Callan gets it back on the left side to House. And now almost a steal as Bart Johnson had to save the cheerleader on the far side as he almost wiped out that young lady, but did manage to grab her before she went flying into the stands. So the ball will stay with the Tigers on the far side. Inbounds pass to Callan. Brings it into the front court with just over 30 seconds to play. Off on the left side to Darren Howells, who'll bring it to the top of the circle. Darren saw a lot of action for the Tigers last year, as did Bugby. The rest of the players have not played all that much. Well, Dan Kushel did see a lot of action too, I guess. So they have about 3 players on the team that saw a lot of action last year. Now pass into the high post to Bugbee, back outside to Callan, off on the left side. The jump shot is on its way. It won't go by Lund. Lund has been very cold. He's been the best shooter for the Tigers. At the buzzer, the shot from the corner, no good by Dan Kushel. And that's the end of the first half of the score. ROCORI 21, St. Cloud Tech 13. We'll have the scoring in 90 seconds. Side goes to Howells. Howells at the top of the circle, gets it over to Lyle New on the right side. Pulls up, goes down into the corner to Moore, back out to New. New breaks for the top of the circle, jump pass off to Howells. Bounces it down into the corner. Bart Johnson tries to go inside. The ball sails into the corner, and it's chased down over there. Tech with 4 turnovers in the first half. ROCORI with 6, and that's the first turnover of the second half for the Spartans. From the corner, shot partially blocked by Hondo, who's had 1 blocked shot tonight already. And Dan Moore comes down with the ball, gets it ahead to Lyle Newell, brings it across the timeline. Newell has those pads on his knees, so he's apparently planning on being on the floor a little bit here tonight. Dan Moore with the basketball, cross over to Johnson. His 3-point jump shot won't go, and Lund pulls down the rebound for the Tigers. Gets ahead to Edstrom, will bring it into the front court. Both teams, I believe, with the starting lineup, with the exception of Dan Moore starting from Luring in the second half for ROCORI. Johnson, Howells, Moore, New, and Hondo. Here's Lund with a jumper from the free throw line. It won't go. Howells gets the rebound, brings it across the timeline for the Spartans. Chases it down, looking for somebody to come down the middle. Nobody did. And Bart Johnson gets the pass outside, gets it off to Lyle New at the top of the circle. Bounce pass on the left side to Hondo. His jumper is around the rim, no good. But Moore follows it, missed the shot, but then a foul is called. Moore upset with himself, missing the shot, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Or will he? No, apparently not. Before the shot, the personal foul will be charged to Dan Kushel. It'll be his first personal foul of the ball game. ROCORI will just get the ball. Howells from the corner, on the iron, won't drop. Rebound Moore, puts it up, no good. Rebound Howells in traffic, puts it up off the glass, no good. Howells rebounds again, inside to Hondo, who puts it in. ROCORI showing some rebounding strength inside that time, Moore in particular. And Hondo has his second basket of the ball game. ROCORI goes up by 10, their biggest lead of the night. Long lead pass for Johnson, who lays it off the glass and in. Spartans get the fast break going that time. Johnson with 9 in the ball game. Leads the scoring for the Spartans. Cross-court pass goes over to from House, far side to Lund. High post to Bugbee, back over to Lund on the right side. His jumper won't go. Lund having trouble finding the basket. And that's one of the problems the Tigers have been having here tonight. The backcourt baseline, ROCORI will own the ball. Dan Moore in the new. Johnson, Howells, and Hondo for the Tigers. They have Bugbee, along with House, Edstrom, Lund, and Kushel. They're starting 5 in there. Here's the shot missed, but Hondo gets the rebound on a nice save at the baseline by the Spartans. I believe that was Howells who saved it. Hondo has his third field goal, 6 points in the ballgame, and now the Spartans make the steal at the other end. Turnover 1 of the second half, 5 in the ballgame for the Tigers. And ROCORI has opened up a 27-13, 14-point lead. Tim Callan back into the ballgame for the Tigers, and Lund sat down momentarily, had a word with the coach, and now he's going to come back in again. Bounce pass right side to Moore, back over to Howells. ROCORI playing a solid ball game here tonight, and here's Lyle New with a basket, and it'll be a 2-pointer for Lyle New. His first field goal of the ball game, and timeout. Al Andriotti says, no, enough is enough. ROCORI leads by 16 points, 5:05 to play, third quarter. We'll be back with the score. ROCORI 29, Tech 13, back in a minute. Moving 29-13, 98 Country, WWJO, St. Cloud, Minnesota. The station you're listening to is Pat Callan brings it across the timeline. Donnie O courtside, Don Allen back to the studio. Bill Gray on the camera on the far side. Here's The shot from the left side won't go. Rebound pulled down by Johnson. Gets it ahead to New. New across the timeline. Dogged by Callan. Bounce pass left side to Halls. Tigers turning up the defense a little bit. Gets it outside to New. New calling play number 2. Working it outside. Jump pass right side now. Goes over to Bart Johnson. Johnson saw something but wasn't quick enough to get it inside that time. And now back door it comes to Handel. That might have been what he saw. Here's Halls with a jump shot. It's on the iron and good. Steve Halls has 8 in the ball game. ROCORI has opened up an 18-point lead at 31-13. The Tigers are dead cold. They have not scored in a long time. He's run with the shot. It won't go. He was totally cold. Ball out of bounds. It'll belong to the Tigers under their own basket. And so the Tigers will try and put something in the hoop, but right now their offense is dead in the water. Callan will get the inbound pass, and he gets it into the corner now. And down to Kushel. His shot from the corner. Make that Darren House for 3 points. And that's his first three-pointer of the ball game. Third three-pointer for the Tigers, who trail by 15 at 31-16. 3:49 on the clock, third quarter. New over on the left side to Halls. Halls to the top of the circle. Bounce pass off to New. New brings it down back over to Halls. Halls on the left wing to Moore. Back to New. Down into the corner to Johnson. Johnson brings it back outside to Lyle New. Cross court to Halls. Halls breaks inside. Bounced it off the foot of one of his own players, but Bart Johnson quickly chases the ball down. And Al Andriotti says, what do we have to do to get the ball back? A little more hustle, maybe. A two-pointer from the left side put up there by Bart Johnson. He has 11 to lead the scoring for the Spartans, who lead in the basketball game 33-16. Inside, off the glass, up and in by Dan Kushel, his second field goal of the ball game. And ROCORI's lead is back down to 15 at 33-18. 2:51 to play, third quarter. Left side into the corner. Make that right side into the corner to Moore and back to New. Back door to the baseline to Halls. Halls drives, puts up the little running jumper, and hits it. Steve Halls has 10 points in the ball game. He and Bart Johnson with 21 of ROCORI's 35 points. Outside, Edstrom gets it to Callan. And now the pass intended on the left side for House and off the hand of Kushel. And it's been one of those nights as far as the Tigers are concerned. That's their second turnover of the second half. 6 in the ball game. ROCORI with 7. 35-18. The Spartans have warmed up. The Tigers have not. That's been the difference in the ball game. Bounce pass down into the corner to Moore. Cross-court pass to Johnson for 3. Yes! Bart Johnson has gotten hot. He has 14. His second three-pointer of the night. 4 two-pointers and a pair of three-pointers. And the Tigers are now trailing by 20 at 38-18 with 2:10 to play. Left side. This is House. Back outside to Callan. Back to House. His three-pointer won't go. Rebound is chased down by Halls. Lead pass for Moore. Moore puts it on the floor one time, and then coming over his back. The foul will be charged to Darren House. It'll be a second personal foul. Into the ball game for the Tigers, by the way. Right now, number 30 is in there, and we'll check in for you. But right now, the Tigers are on timeout. So timeout on the floor with the score. 1:58 to play, third quarter. ROCORI 38. Tech 18. Back in a minute. Seconds, a minute 58. The run clock has only not have it. Now the follow-up shot after a miss by Moore, and the follow-up by Handel is good on the inbounds play. 8 points for Handel, and a minute 48 on the clock, and the Spartans have taken a 40-18, 22-point lead. Outside, this is House driving it to the basket and putting it in. The only man scoring right now with any consistency is Darren House, and he has a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer in the last couple of minutes. Back into the ballgame is Jed Hagemeister, by the way. From the right side, Lyle New with the shot. It's good, a 2-pointer. And Lyle New now has 6 in the ballgame. Here's Hagemeister bouncing it inside. Turnaround shot is up, no good by Kashel, but we've got a foul called. Jed Hagemeister is a 6'2 junior. And the Spartans 42-20 lead, a 22-point lead again. At the free throw line, as the foul was charged to the Spartans, Scott Handel. And at the free throw line for the Tigers will be Kushel, Dan Kushel. His first free throw attempt is no good. The Tigers 1 out of 3 from the charity line. ROCORI is 4 out of 6. So 2 is good. Dan Kushel with 5 points in the basketball game. He and Howells each have 5. Here's Lyle New across the timeline being dug closely by Callan. Down the drive to the basket goes Handel, and Handel's caught fire. Has 8 points here in the third quarter, and that's a minute to go in the third quarter. Left side, this is Howells. From outside, the 3 is good by Callan. Callan has 6, a pair of 3-pointers for Pat Callan off the bench, leading the scoring now for the Tigers. Across the timeline, New getting some pressure from Callan. And now we're going to get a reaching around foul called on Callan. Will be his 3rd personal foul of the ball game.
Way to play out there.
Out of bounds to the Spartans on the side. 40 seconds to play, third quarter. 44-24 is the score. Into the backcourt, New gets it from Moore and brings it into the front court. Tigers in a man-to-man defense. They need the basketball, trailing by 20. Here's Dan Moore with the ball, out at long range. Goes right side now to Howells, looking inside. Bounce pass on the right side to New. New brings it back outside. Lyle New with the basketball. Pulls up, gets it off on the left side to Martin Johnson, brings it back to Howells with 12 seconds on the clock. Now to Moore. Cross-court pass to New. He and Howells got tangled a bit. Inside pass for Moore. Great pass, but Moore couldn't handle it. Here's a driving layup at the buzzer. It's good by Edstrom, and they will count. And so Edstrom has 5 as he gets the bucket at the end of the third quarter. 44-26, ROCORI on top. Back in a minute. From the corner, his 3 won't go, and Howells rebounds it. Howells on the breakaway, 1-on-2, and we're going to get a basket or count, and the foul is called. So 2 men on Howells. He was able to cut through, get the basket, and got fouled. Nice play by Steve Howells. And the foul will be charged to Jed Hagemeister. The 6'2 junior picks up his first personal foul of the ballgame. Howells will go to the line for the Spartans. Say that, never the same old chicken at the Red River Inn. They have dinners featuring lemon broccoli chicken, chicken Dijon, chicken Italiano, chicken Monterey, and chicken Hawaiian. All include rice, roll, and vegetables at $4.99 or $5.99 with salad bar for Red River Inn. The free throw is good by Howells. Blocked it. He called for the travel. And turnover number 8 in the ballgame, number 2 in the second half for the Spartans. And the pass comes into the corner. Edstrom with the shot for 3. It's good. Adam Edstrom has 9 in the ball game as he's hit 5 points here in the last minute or so. 47-29. ROCORI leading by 17. Here's Handel with the basketball. Across the top of the circle to Moore. Back over it comes to Howells for 3. It's off the mark. No good to the right. And out of bounds off Pat Callan, apparently. It'll still belong to the Spartans. Into the ballgame comes London. Hagemeister will sit down. Jed Hagemeister. Lund Edstrom. House is still in there. Kushel and Pat Callan for the Tigers. From the left side, the shot by Johnson is good. Johnson with 17 in the ball game, and that's his third three-pointer. Gives him something like 13 for the season. Kushel hits his first three-pointer of the ball game. He now has 7. 8 points in the game for the Tigers. Right side, this is Howells. Drives it to the top of the circle, brings it back on the right side, down into the corner to Moore, back across the top of the circle to Lyle New, and then reaching in, a foul will be called on Pat Callan, who tried to knock it away and picked up his 4th personal foul of the basketball game. So Callan, the only player in real foul trouble. Let's see if Coach Al Andriotti elects to leave him in or bring him out. No movement as yet on the bench. And the pass comes in. It's 4th quarter, 6:44 to play. Outside, New with the ball. New breaks to the left side, stops at the top, goes to Johnson. Back over to New, and Howells was also there. Back to Moore. Moore with the ball, pulls up, goes back to Howells. Howells across the top of the circle to Johnson, has the hot hand, but this one comes off the front of the iron. Back to Callan. Callan bounces it back for a run, but Lund with the shot is going good. Setting up the block with Bart Johnson to take the charge, so the foul will be called on Eric Lund. It'll be a second personal foul. Backward baseline. Dan Moore will trigger the inbound pass. Bart Johnson will sit down. Tim Nuring is back in. Hondo is also in. And back, let's see, who came in for the Tigers? I guess nobody did, but still the same. And a nice move by Edson, who bounced it off the knee of Dan Moore and forced the Spartans to turn it over for the 3rd time second half and the 9th in the ballgame. 50-32, ROCORI by 18. 6:15 to play in the ballgame. Left side, Kushel down into the corner to Callan. Back to Kushel for 3. It won't go. Rebound tapped out, controlled by New off the hand of Hondo. And New will bring it across the timeline for the Spartans. Timeout ROCORI. They want to talk it over. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. 6 minutes to play in the ballgame. 50-32 ROCORI. Take a 45 if you don't have a. I guess you got a Richmond concrete. That's true. For the Spartans right now. Dan Moore has played a very good ball game, but he's had a little trouble trying to get it in the hoop. Other than that, he's had some nice rebounds and played well for the Spartans. Handel outside, gets it over to New on the right side of the circle. 50-32, Spartans going to let the clock run a little bit. New out at the top of the key. Bounce pass on the left side to Handel. Handel puts it down. Fadeaway jump shot is on the iron, won't go. Moore rebounds it up, no good. Rebound up again by Nuring is no good, but a foul is called. And the foul will be charged to Eric Lund. It'll be his 3rd personal foul of the basketball game. And going to the free throw line for the Spartans will be Tim Nuring. Mamma mia for perfect pasta. It's the Red River Inn. Try any of their delicious pasta dinners. Chicken Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo, pasta primavera, or lasagna. All include garlic bread and fettuccine. Just $4.99 or $5.99 with a salad bar at the Red River Inn in Cold Spring. Free throw is no good on the first one. Put up by Tim Nuring. He'll have another one coming. 50-32. Second one on its way. This one is good. Nuring had missed 3 in a row before he finally made one. His first one of the game. 5.5 minutes to play in the basketball game. From the right side, the jump shot won't go. The follow-up shot by Lund is good. And Lund has 7 in the ball game. His 3rd field goal. He's been really cold from the outside. 17 points lead for the Spartans. Their biggest lead was 22 on, I believe, 2 occasions. Here's Dan Moore back outside to Nuring. Top of the circle. Gets it off on the left side to Hulls for three. Yes! Steve Hulls has 15 in the ball game. Make that 16. That's his first three-pointer of the game. Six two-pointers up to that point. Edstrom in the corner. 54-34. Again, ROCORI by 20. Outside to Callan. Drives to the top of the key. Draws off on the left side to Lundstrom. Or Edstrom makes that. Now to House with a running jumper. It won't go, and the rebound comes down to Nuring. ROCORI controlling the boards pretty much on both ends, and that's been one of the problems for the Tigers, and they knew that was going to be a problem. Bounce pass on the left side to Hondel. Covered by Lund. Loose ball picked up by Lund. And now back to Edstrom. Off it comes to the trailing player, Andre Schubert. Missed the shot, but Edstrom follows it in. And Edstrom has 11 in the ball game. 54-36. ROCORI by 18, and they want a timeout. Timeout on the floor. 4:05 to play in the ball game. It's ROCORI 54, Tech 36. Back in a minute. And we're back to the action once again. Inbounds pass, Moore gets it to Howells, and Howells will bring it around the top of the circle, gets it off on the left side to Bart Johnson. Bounce pass off to New as the Spartans running a little weave now, letting the clock run. New goes to the hoop, puts it up, puts it in, got fouled. Lyle New, who's going to the hoop very well tonight, has 8 points in the ball game. Basket will count, and the foul will be charged to Andre Schubert, his first personal foul of the ball game. 98 Country, WWJO, St. Cloud, Minnesota, the station you're listening to. Lyle New will be at the line. We'll have our Martinelli's Pizza Player of the Game with Coach Bob Brink right after the ball game, the ROCORI player. And then Melrose on Tuesday night will have basketball for you right here. 3 for 3 and 9 points in the game now for Lyle New, who's playing a solid ball game once again. Out at the top of the circle, Edstrom, right side goes to Lund. Edstrom with 3. It's on its way, no good. Ball tapped up, missed, but a foul called from behind, and the foul will be charged to, I believe it's the Tigers. House. Nope. Make that Dan Moore. It'll be his first personal foul of the ball game for Dan Moore. And out of bounds to the Tigers. Edstrom will throw it in. Gets it outside on the right side to Hagemeister. He's back in the ball game, drives to the basket, puts it in, and there's a foul called. Hagemeister gets the 2 and was fouled. And the foul will be charged to number 40. That would be Dan Moore's second personal foul of the basketball game. And going to the free throw line will be Hagemeister. Jed Hagemeister at the line. 3:37 to play, 57-38. Free throw by Hagemeister is good. He has 3 in the ball game as he completes the three-point play. 57-39. ROCORI's lead back to 18. 3:32 to play. And now Bart Johnson pushed from behind, and the foul will go this time on the Tigers, number 40. And the bonus will be coming up. That foul charged to Kevin Quinn for the Tigers. Kevin Quinn is a 6-foot junior, seeing his first action tonight. And now Jim Nuring will put down, and Bart Johnson at the free throw line. As back into the ball game for the Spartans comes Hondel, along with Hulls, Moore, Johnson, and New. Follow-up shot after the free throw was missed by Johnson. It's no good. Johnson's first attempt of the night is no good. From outside, here's a three-pointer on its way. It's too long, no good. Put up there by the Tigers, who are clearing their bench at this point, it would appear. And number 10 for the Tigers will be Josh Lindquist. Missed the free throw, missed the three-pointer. We go to the other end of the foul as Dan Moore will go to the charity line for the Tigers. For the Spartans, rather. Dan Moore will be at the line. 57-39, 3:17 to play. Spartans broke this one open with 9 unanswered points And in the second quarter, and really never looked back. The pass intended down in the corner for Hagemeister goes off his fingers and out of bounds. 7 turnovers for the Tigers. Spartans unofficially with 9 in the ball game. 3:11 to play, 57-39. 3:10, 3:09, the clock running. New across the timeline. Spartans looking for their second conference win. The Tigers looking for their first conference win. They've won all 3 of their non-conference games, including a 67-62 win earlier this week over Sartell. Howells gets it outside for Bart Johnson, and back to New as the Tigers in a man-to-man, and the Spartans. And a whistle, a foul called before he got to there would have been a charge, I believe, but before he got there, New, he was fouled by number 10, and that would be Josh Lindquist's personal foul, his first of the ball game. Into the game now comes Philippi, Ethan, along with Tim Nuring, and also coming in for the Spartans is number 20. That would be Chad Eichers. So the Spartans making wholesale changes now. Chad Eichers, a 6'3 senior. The only player of that group that hasn't seen some action earlier. New makes the free throw. 4 out of 4 from the line with 10 points in the ball game. And one more coming. 2:45 to play, 58-39. This would give the Spartans a 20-point lead, but it's missed. And the rebound is chased down by the Tigers, Jason Quinn. So New misses his 5th attempt as he had 4 out of 5 from the charity line and double figures for the first time this season, 10 points. Down low, turnaround shot, no good, but a foul will be called. Andre Schubert was fouled on that one. And see if the personal foul will be charged to number 22. That's Jesse Philippi's first personal foul. Now in for Lyle New, who's had a solid game tonight, comes Dan Crone, the 5'10 senior. So Dan Crone, who's seen some action, has a tender ankle. Wasn't expected to see any action tonight, but he's in for the first time. At the baseline, Hagemeister kicks it back outside to Lindquist and back to Hagemeister. Tries to drive it, gets it back into the corner to Kevin Quinn. Here's a turnaround shot, won't go by Hagemeister. Lost the ball, it's picked up by Ethan, and he lost it out of bounds. So neither team able to hang on to that one. Kevin Quinn and Jason Quinn both in the ball game right now. Kevin Quinn to the baseline. And the ball is finally chased down in the corner by Crone, but it'll be out of bounds. It'll still belong to the Tigers. Tigers now will send Brian Lake into the ball game, a 6'1 junior. 2 minutes to play, 58-39 the score. And the inbound pass comes to Quinn. Puts it outside now. Lindquist with a jumper. It's too long, no good. Rebound follow-up is no good. Rebound tapped down to the baseline. Outside to Quinn. Kevin Quinn's shot is good. Kevin Quinn has the 2. 58-41. ROCORI's lead is 17. In the corner, Nuring bounces it outside to Crone. His shot will come up short, partially blocked. Eichers tried to pick it off on the way to the basket, but it went off his fingertips and out of bounds. Minute and a half to play. ROCORI will pick up their 3rd win against no setbacks, and the Tigers will go to 0-2 in the conference and 3-2 overall. Loose ball chased down in the corner by Kevin Quinn. Ball out of bounds. Here comes Crone. Dan Crone couldn't chase that one down, so it'll stay with the Tigers. Ryan Lake is going to throw it in. Now it'll be Quinn. Drops it into Josh Lindquist. Lindquist makes that. Down into the corner, Kevin Quinn shot. It's no good. Drew iron, but wouldn't drop. Rebound chased out of there by Crone. Crone with the basketball. And he'll bring it into the front court. Picked up at half court there by Lindquist. Works the right side. We're in the red. 50 seconds to play. Philippi. Free throw line jumper is good. Jesse Philippi's first points of the ball game, his first 2. ROCORI 60-41. Here's a drive on the right side by Lake. Out to Lindquist. Lake and back to Lindquist. Left side to Kevin Quinn. Turnaround shot by Schubert won't go. Rebound will get a foul called, and will be on Jason Quinn. The 6'1 junior picks up his first personal foul. ROCORI is in the bonus, so we'll go to the other end for the 1-and-1. We will come back in 15 seconds.
Perimeter of the gymnasium to leave, please. Please stay off the main floor after the game. Thank you.
If we don't get any other breaks, I'll give you a 2-minute break to get the last breaks in. Cold Spring Creamery, Spirit Cabinets in Slumberland, the way I have it. Back once again, Eicher's free throw is no good, and the ball's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Spartans, as Eicher's missed the free throw, and now the Spartans will make some changes. Jim Krause will check into the ball game. Also in for the Spartans will be Doug Sherman, Wayne Schreiner. Also coming into the ball game, number 50, that would be Scott Schreiner. And there's one more in there too. The point guard is Mike Telke. Bounce pass on the right side. Over to Schreiner, Scott Schreiner. Back outside it comes to Jim Krause. And then the whistle and the foul called on Krause as he tried to make the steal. The Spartans lost the ball, but as he tried to make the steal, Krause is called for the personal foul. His first, only the fifth on the Spartans. 4 seconds on the clock, but the Spartans were able to clear the bench. And it'll be out of bounds for the Tigers on the far side. The Spartans reserves got in for about 30 seconds. Inbound, give and go. Here's a shot by Quinn. It's way long, way good. At the end of the ball game, the final score: ROCORI 60, Tech 41. Back in 2 minutes. Don, is that what you needed? Don? Okay. Yeah, Martitelli's will be in the postgame, so. Pick the player of the game tonight, okay?
What was the scoring? I don't know. Between Danny Moore and Lyle, what did Lyle have?
At 10.
Thought he played a hell of a game.
He'd be my pick.
Yeah, mine too, I think.
I thought your team played very well tonight. I thought that was their best game.
We weren't relaxed on offense the first half. I thought the second, that's all we talked about at halftime, was trying to be more relaxed.
Yeah, neither team was shooting worth a dart in the first half. Cold as ice.
We missed a lot of nice little shots.
Of 60-41, and with me here on the Martitelli's Pizza Player of the Game post-game show is Coach Poprick. I guess, Coach, I felt, even though both clubs were just ice cold in the first half, that your second half was your best half of the season.
It was offensively, there's no doubt about it, but, holding a team like Tech to 13 points the first half, I thought our zone was just superb. I thought we really did a great job with our zone defense. We knew where their shooters were, and we had a hand up just about every time they shot, and they penetrated on us a couple times, but I thought we did a really good job with our zone.
And you forced him to shoot from outside, and Lund just was cold. He's normally their best shooter, but he just wasn't doing it. So you got to give your defense a lot of credit.
Yeah, and we did a real good job on their point too. Escalin, he's a good shooter, and I thought we kept him from penetrating, and he just never got time to get his shot. And their wings, the same thing. You know, they weren't hitting, but the reason they weren't hitting is I thought it's because we had a hand in their face all night.
Yeah, I thought your club moved the ball well. They seemed to move well without the ball throughout the game, and I thought Lyle New did a nice job running the ball club in particular tonight. And then, of course, everybody else. Danny Moore had a good ball game for you. He had some real frustration under the basket. He couldn't get it back up and in, but otherwise he had some big rebounds for you.
He really does a nice job, and he's got a good, cool head out there too. You know, and I think tonight, I thought him coming in out there and getting 2 or 3 rebounds in a row in each series was really a big psychological thing for us, and he sure did that for us. And you mentioned Lyle, and before the game, we were thinking about going man-to-man, and Steve Halls is developing into a real good defensive ball player, too. I thought that was part of the reason our zone was so tough, is the job that Steve did defensively.
I was going to say, I thought Steve Halls, who, he's out there and he just does the job for you. He's such an outstanding athlete that you hardly notice the guy, but he just does such a great job. And Bart Johnson tonight had 17 to lead your scoring again. It was just a nice, balanced performance by your club, and Nuring and played for you and started the game tonight. Just everybody seemed to do a nice job.
We've got a real good bench, and Philippi didn't get to play very much tonight, but those kids were doing so well, and we got that lead the second half. But another thing, I've never got a chance to watch the tapes very much from our first 2 ball games, and I watched both tapes of the Wilmer game and the Albany game last night at home, and I couldn't believe what a job defensively that Steve Halls did. I didn't really watch it, when I was actually in the game, but watching him on the tape, he really does a lot of things with his hands, and he's got quick feet, and so I was very happy with our defense for the whole ball game. But offensively, we just ran our patterns a lot better. Our tempo, our speed was pretty rhythmic tonight, and we took good shots. I thought our shot selection was a lot better tonight than it was against Albany, and I thought that was a big difference in the ball game. And we forgot to mention Handel, too. What a heck of a job he did for a sophomore. He just, I thought he looked like the big man on the floor tonight that really controlled that inside and did, got a lot of second shots and got a lot of rebounds for us. But most of all, did a real good job for us defensively inside on Bugby and those kids.
Well, I remember him having at least 2 block shots in there, and for a sophomore, that's very, very good. He isn't afraid to step up and do the job. We're going to come back with Coach Bob Brink in 30 seconds and name our Marnatelli's Pizza player of the game. I guess you could go with any of 3 players, really. Handel, New, or more.
Yeah.
But I thought New was, really a solid game the whole way through.
How many points did Handel have? 10, too?
Handel had 10, too, yeah.
It's pretty good balanced scoring. We had, 4 kids double figures there?
We'll check the scoring in just a moment, but yeah, good balance on your ball club there. 17 for Johnson, a couple of players with 10, one with 14, so just a nice balance. Your pick for the player of the game?
Well, Scott Handel did do a great job for us as a sophomore, but again, running the ball club and keeping things together offensively, I thought, and having very, very few turnovers again against their pressure defense, and they were putting a lot of pressure. I might have to probably give it to Lyle New. We thought about it the last ball game and wound up giving it to Jesse, but I think our guard play tonight from Lyle New was just great.
Certainly was. He's just a solid player, and he does have the good hands. He had him as a tight end coming out for the football team last year for the first time, and now he's doing it for you as a point guard. Well, you got Melrose, your old buddy Daryl OJ on Tuesday night over at their place. It's a junior high gym, I guess. I guess they're talking the new school over there or something. I don't know if that'll affect the gymnasium or not, but always a good battle with Daryl.
Well, we always enjoy going to Melrose. They got a nice floor, and we enjoy playing there. And they had a good. We were going to scout them tonight, but the roads and stuff were so bad we didn't get up there. So I suppose they played Long Prairie tonight at Melrose. So we're looking forward, at least trying to go into that Granite City Classic undefeated, and we play Hopkins in that tournament. So I think that's the first ball game that first night. So we're very happy where we are right now, and we hope that we can be victorious Tuesday night.
Okay, congratulations on the win, Coach Bob Brink. Get that voice arrest, too. Been hollering tonight.
That's right.
Coach Bob Brink. Let's look at the scoring now. For the Tigers, Eric Lund with 3 field goals and a free throw for 7. Adam Hipson had a 3-pointer and 3 2-pointers. Total out. Total 11 in the ballgame. And there was also Aaron Howard picking up 11 points in the ballgame for Dexter. And he also had a three-pointer and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 two-pointers for a total of 14. Make that 15 points in the basketball game, as he had 14 from the field and a free throw for 15. Bart Johnson with 17, including 3 three-pointers. Lyle New had 3 field goals and 4 out of 5 from the free throw line for a total of 10. It was Scott Heindel with 5 field goals for 10. Tim Nuring, a free throw for 1. Jesse Philippi, a field goal for 2. Craig Ethan had a field goal for 2. Dan Moore, a field goal for 2. Ikers and Crone saw action, did not score. Also, Mike Telke saw action, along with Wayne Schreiner, Scott Schreiner, Doug Sherman, and Jim Krause. Everybody saw action off both benches as the Spartans win it by a score of 60-41. They led 10-8 at the quarter. The only 2 ties were at 2 and 10, 2-8 and 10, I should say, 3 ties. And the Spartans led 21-13 at the end of the half, 44-26 at the end of 3 quarters, and they win it 60-41. Thanks to Don Allen for a nice job back at the studios. Thanks to you. We'll see you on Tuesday night at 7:45 airtime for the pregame show with Darrell O.J. and Bob Brink here on 98 ROCORI at Melrose right here. The postgame show, Marnatelli's Pizza Player of the Game, is Lyle New for tonight's ball game. And it's brought to you by Marnatelli's Pizza, downtown Cold Spring. That's it from here. I'm Connie O. Final once again, ROCORI 60, St. Cloud Tech 41. Have a pleasant good evening. Did you want that? I'm not sure.
Thanks to Connie O for the play-by-play. Once again, we have runners back and forth. This time it's Clarence Lar picking up the microphone. Earlier, I paid a boy. It was worth it. He didn't ask for it. I paid him $1 to take it over there. There was quite a crowd here, and I didn't want to get out of here, so didn't think I could get through the crowd. Anyway, it was worth it. And once again, they had a rousing victory. 60-41 for the Spartans over the Tech Tigers. And after that article in the paper, which I didn't know, that it was a even tie at 18 wins each, ROCORI now goes up by 1. And so that makes for even more interesting viewing of the ball game, and hopefully reviewing on Channel 34. So that's it from here, too. This has been a Channel 34 public access sports presentation. This is Bill Godey, your cameraman, and trying to do what he can to bring these to you. We'll see you back on 34 a little bit later and throughout the weekend. Good night from ROCORI Gymnasium.